Good morning. Welcome back to Hiking with Kathleen. If you've been following this channel, you might remember that we were camping. Shannon and I were camping all along the Lake Superior lakeshore this summer, and we got back to town probably about 3 weeks ago. So I'm still sort of reconnecting with Southwestern Ontario, and I'm on a trail today that I haven't been on for 4 months, and it's really exciting to me because this is one that I have traveled so many times in the past, and but it's just taking me time to get back out to my favorite haunts. I have taken some amazing close-up footage of a pileated woodpecker eating bugs under loose bark, and also checking out a grasshopper sparrow, so named because they eat grasshoppers. So anyway, I hope you stay with me and see what treasures we have here in Southwestern Ontario. it's interesting. Animals are creatures of habit just like we are. So I just had a chance to see a great blue heron that is injured, and it probably has only been using the one leg for about 2 years now. And so it's a little skittish. It didn't stay around for very long when I was videoing it. But I'm happy to see that it is still surviving. It still has managed to hunt on one leg. So anyway, this is such a beautiful morning. There are some mosquitoes out here, but boy, there are other areas that are much more buggy. This one has a lot of open space, so the mosquitoes tend to converge around still bodies of water. I'm walking along the Thames River today, and that is loaded with fish, and those are things that will eat the larvae of mosquitoes. So they don't fare as well in moving water. But anyway, it's just a gorgeous day out here, and I'm really glad that you're on this journey with me. I'm standing in one of my very favorite spots, and I've been down here for probably about a half an hour today, and it's like the wildlife just comes to me. So, you know, I've had a chance to see a spotted sandpiper, belted kingfisher, a cormorant, cedar waxwing. It's just such a cool experience where you blend in and the animals kind of forget you're here. So I did a brisk hike to get to this location, and then I'm just sort of hanging out here, just letting wildlife present itself to me. So regarding the pileated woodpecker and the grasshopper sparrow, those are two animals that have a very hard time living in southwestern Ontario. And the reason for that is habitat loss. Pileated woodpeckers are crow-sized woodpeckers, and they need mature trees that have quite a girth, so that when they are digging out a hollow in order to have their nest in there, there aren't a lot of those trees around. So they have to be in a mature forest. As for grasshopper sparrows, they depend on grasslands that provide them with grasshoppers and crickets and things like that. And a lot of those areas get plowed over to be made into farmers' fields, or as the city encroaches on farmland, they get paved over. So those are two bird species that I'm excited to see when I'm lucky enough to find them, because we seem to have the right kind of habitat still to keep those two species flourishing. Thanks a lot for joining me on today's Hiking with Kathleen. I'd like to give a shout out at this time to some viewers that I ran into when I was on a hike earlier this week. So hello to Cindy, Kelsey, and Nigel. They were viewers of Hiking with Kathleen on Rogers TV, and I think they've now subscribed to the channel, so they'll have a chance to see current episodes that are taking place and uploaded every Tuesday. Also, I have learned that I have some viewers, John and Michelle from Scotland, that have been watching, and they have been delving into the flora and fauna of Ontario, Canada, because this is where they are planning to spend some time next summer of 2024. I'm very excited to have viewers from across the pond who are reaching out and engaging with Hiking with Kathleen. So it was really nice to meet you that way, John and Michelle. And finally, in next week's episode, you will see that I will interview Dr. Brock Fenton. He's the bat guy. He is the original Batman. I took a bat ecology course when I was in university, and he was the professor. So I've been in contact with him recently, and he invited me to join him and his wife, and we went up to Crawford Lake Conservation Area where there was a bat outing. And so you'll have a chance to see all this cool footage with bats in hand and learn a little bit about why bats are something that are worth learning about and being fascinated by from Brock Fenton himself. He's the author of at least a couple of books, and I'll share a little bit more of those details next week. So stay tuned for next week's episode of Hiking with Kathleen. Bye for now.